Listen to the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening and welcome to the August 6, 2018 Bryan City Council meeting. First on the agenda tonight would be the approval of the minutes from the July 16th regular council meeting and the joint meeting with the BPA, special joint meeting.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Bryan?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Mary? Yes. Rick?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes. Next on the agenda is hearing of public concerns. Seeing none, we will move on. Next is a request for a hearing for a liquor permit.
Yes, this is once again a hearing for a liquor permit that is for the High Street Gas Mart that appears to just be changing names one more time. And so they're asking whether you want a hearing or if you'll allow them just to go before the Liquor Control Board. So either motion to request a hearing or a motion to...
I'll move to not have a hearing on this.
Second.
Rick?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Lynn?
Yes.
Mary? Yes. Judy?
Yes. Next on the agenda is an ordinance. Lori, would you number and read, please?
Ordinance number 28, 2018, an ordinance to authorize the mayor to enter into a lease agreement with the Ford County Career Center for the property located at 1010 East Wilson Street, Bryan, Ohio, for the purpose of educational facilities for the Ford County Career Center.
Yes, this is an ordinance that is renewed every year. Previously, it was with Northwest State. I believe last year was the first year that we held it with Ford County. Is that correct, Mr. Hoopy?
Yes.
Okay, and Mr. Meister did ask that we do a 2-year contract. We had no issue with that. For us, it's a building that they can utilize for their students locally. So I'm asking council to approve a 2-year lease with the same terms and agreements as far as payment and everything else for Ford County Career Centers.
Move to suspend.
I'll second.
John?
Yes.
Mary? Yes. Lynn?
Yes.
Rick?
Abstain.
Judy?
Yes.
I'd move to adopt.
Second.
Lynn?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Mary? Yes. Rick?
Abstain.
Judy?
Yes. Next on the agenda is a resolution. Lori, would you number and read, please?
Resolution number 20, 2018, a resolution authorizing the mayor to prepare and submit an application to participate in the Ohio Public Works Commission State Capital Improvement and/or Local Transportation Improvement programs and to execute contracts as required.
Move to suspend.
Wait. All right,
I move to listen to Mr. Bryan.
Feel free. This is a yearly statement we do every year. As usual, I can't tell you specifically what project we're applying for yet. The Ohio Public Works, it's a ranking system where you quantify different projects and you get more points based on how many people are served, what the condition of the utility or the street is. So it's basically a numbers game. We play around with the numbers. LTIP is transportation, so it could be a street project. SKIP is utilities, so we may do a sewer project. We may do a joint project with BMU, with water and streets. We're doing a lot of different options that we're looking at right now. We're trying to play the points and see what gets us the highest ranked project. We may submit 2 apps, we may submit 3 apps. I'll call other municipalities and see what they're doing as well to see where we might stand in the rankings there. You know, if nobody else is applying, we'll go ahead and throw a couple in and see where we're at. So I really can't tell you what we're doing yet, but when we do apply, I'll let you all send you an email or something so you know where we stand and where we're at. So, but with that, Mr. Betts.
That was quite informative. glad we waited.
And this doesn't have anything to do with the Main Street project?
No. This has absolutely nothing to do with the Main Street. This is typically we shoot for a 50-50 fund on this. There's a magic dollar figure of $275,000 of grant funds. Once you get above that level and ask for more, you lose points and you lose a funding ratio with that. So we try and look for, $350,000, $400,000 project, maybe $550 in that range at the most, because we get the most bang for our buck on that. So again, it's just a numbers game.
Now,
I move to suspend.
I'll second.
John?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Lynn?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
I'll move to adopt.
I'll second.
Rick?
Yes.
Lynn?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is our police department. Chief Willis.
Good evening. Council, you should have a letter in front of you from Officer Steve Grimes. After 26 years of employment at the police department, he has chosen to retire. His last shift will be August 11th, 2018. I just asked council to accept his retirement.
Well, since he's my neighbor, perhaps I should move with regret to accept. Steve's a good guy.
Yes, he is.
I'll second.
John?
Yes.
Lynn?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
And council, again, you should have a letter from Officer Michael Patasak. Officer Patasak is resigning from the police department. His last shift will be August 19th, 2018. He has accepted a position with another law enforcement department. I just asked council to accept his resignation.
Could I ask a question? I always ask somewhat similar. I know the sheriff fairly well. Is their pay grade that much different, or were there other extenuating circumstances? Do you know?
I believe a lot of it was the pay.
Okay. That's helpful. Thanks.
I'll move to accept with regret.
I'll second.
Rick?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Lynn?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
And council, I request permission to give a civil service test for the position of police fire dispatcher for the police department. We did give a test on April 18th, and that list has been exhausted of all qualified applicants.
I'd move to approve, accept.
Second.
Lynn?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is another ordinance. Lori, would you number and read, please?
Ordinance number 29, 2018, an ordinance authorizing the clerk treasurer to issue change order number 4 for the project known as wastewater treatment plant effluent disinfection, grit removal, and digester improvements, increasing the contract cost due to necessity to skim coat the full height interior walls of the 50-foot primary digester.
Mr. Moriga?
Lori pretty much summed it up for you there. That's what this change order represents, is the added cost of the skim coat that we had to put in the 50-foot digester that's currently being worked on right now. Same material that we had to do in the 70-foot digester before. And I believe there was a change order bigger than this one, at least if it makes you feel any better. Necessary work it had to be to complete the project correctly.
Are they starting to get close to the end?
You know, they tell us that every time we talk to them, and it's just like the goal line just continues to move. But yeah, I mean, there's light at the end of the tunnel, I will tell you that. So, and we all feel much better about it, so.
I'll move to suspend.
I'll second.
Rick?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Lynn?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll move to adopt.
Second?
Rick?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Lynn?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes. Thank you. Okay. We'll now go around the room and see if there's anything else. Mr. Dominic, Chief Willis, Mr. Whalen, Chief Siders, Mr. Maynard.
We have restoration work on the South Lawn, South Street project is ongoing. We got paving done last week and working on lawns and those kinds of areas now. That project should be finished up pretty shortly. All the customers are in service on the new line. So that's long. The West Butler Street lighting improvements last week, I think. And you have noticed that there's 6 of the acorn-style lights in the 200 block of West Butler Street. They replaced 3 of these steel poles that I think probably date from the 1940s that had overhead lines. We had 13 of those left in the city, and we're trying to chip away at them over the next couple of years. So that's the first project, but I think it illuminates that area much better than what it was. That's all.
It looks nice.
Thank you. Okay, Council, Mr. Whalen?
Yeah, just a couple things. I would just like to wish Steve Grimes well in his retirement and thank him for his 26 years of service. He's been a great person to have in the city, and he will be missed. Wish Michael Patasek wish him well in his new endeavor, and would also just like to comment that as I've been through the park the last few weeks, it's nice to see him coming along on the sidewalk. I think that's really going to be nice when it's done. So,
Mr. Betts?
Yes, I'd echo on the personnel changes. It's difficult to see good people leave, even though it's certainly understandable, and wish them well. The other thing is that I appreciate the monthly reports that we get from all the departments. This month it was the fire department, and I want them to know, and I think I can speak for everyone here. I don't like doing that, but they are read. And I think a lot of people that maybe watch this on BMU think, city council, you go there, you're there for 15, 20 minutes. Bet sometimes it's a little bit quick with the motions, etc. The work is not done here. The work is done outside of here. And that's mostly due to Mayor Schlade and all of her staffs and the reports that we get, which helps keep the city functioning well. So I just want to say that I appreciate all of those reports, and they do get read.
I will echo both Lynn and John. I wish both officers the best of luck and a happy future.
Mr. Hoopie?
I echo the same thing. In the case of Mr. Grimes,
Thanks for that, Mr. Hoopie.
city's loss is 4 counties' gain. But
I wasn't going to bring that up.
I do wish everyone the best.
Lori?
I wish Steve good luck in his retirement.
Linda?
And we've lost some good officers with Corcus and Grimes and now Patasek, and boy, it's I got to start with green people when we start over, and it's tough losing all of those seasoned officers and good officers. Wish them well.
Mayor?
I would agree with that. With the loss of those 3, Chief Willis is going to be on a hunt to try to replace them, and we're going to have some training and some, growth, I guess, period of growth, like everyone did with me in my first few months. But we'll get through it because we do have a pretty good team up here. But I wish them all well, and I'm going to assume that I will see Patrolman Grimes once in a while still. I also have gotten compliments, and I just want to, Andy's not here tonight, but There's been a lot of work done on the blight in our town, and people that used to be the ones that were the loudest in talking about how we didn't do anything have sought me out and complimented our group. So I certainly appreciate that, and I've passed that on to them, and I know they do too. Again, though, if you live in the community and you see areas of blight or potholes that we may be missing, don't be afraid to call us and let us know. There is absolute times where we just aren't on that back alley often enough to know that it's there, and we're happy to help fix that. Also, I got a compliment from a business owner that is just off the square, Mr. Partee, on the lights and the improvement down there for his business area, and was greatly appreciative of the fact that we extended that outside of just the downtown square. It helps with those community members and business owners that are just off the square to feel included. Council, I want to remind you, tomorrow we have a joint BPA meeting for the purpose of a presentation and update from Williams County Economic Development. That will start at 5 p.m. in Bryan Municipal Utilities boardroom, and then after that, you guys can, we'll pull you out. Oh yes, a motion is needed for this special meeting, so you're not quite done yet. Thank you, City Attorney. So we'll get to that in a minute, but we'll need a motion for that special meeting. Also, tire collection event is done at the Williams County Highway Garage on County Road G. They will accept car and light truck tires only. All tires must be off the rim. It's a $2 cost per tire. Williams County residents only. That event is August 23rd from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. No tire dealers, no large truck or agricultural tires will be accepted. If you have any questions, please call the Williams County Health Department Recycling Program. So that's something that will be helpful to the community. Also, Williams County Economic Development is excited to report that they will have their housing study results on August 22nd. There will be a public release in the boardroom out here at the East Annex Building in the A and B. Networking starts at 5:30. The presentation by Mr. DeSalvo will be at 6 p.m. You're all welcome to attend, but they do ask that you RSVP through WEDCO. You're certainly welcome to just let me know, and I will let them know if you will be there. That has been a labor of love on a lot of people's plate, and we're hoping that it results in some good communication. This was a countywide housing study, but Bryan had its own population zone, so it broke it down what we felt our growth would be over the next potential few years. So with that, I would like Ms. Yaris to ask for a motion.
All right. First of all,
Can I add one thing before we do that?
Yes, sir.
Because I forgot. It was last week, and I'm probably going to screw the name up, but I bet you can correct me, Mayor. Bryan Development Board?
Bryan Downtown
Development?
Yes.
Yes. Had I'm going to call it a brainstorming session that I thought was done very well. It was a couple hours well spent, and a lot of great ideas, but it wasn't just the ideas, it was the energy. We all need energy, and when you sit around and have people talk about building zip lines, they're going to go, all I could think of was Ben's thinking this is a nightmare. Actually, that's what I thought when I heard that. Like, oh, great, liability, zip lines, maintenance. But, you know, to improve the city of Bryan in many ways, downtown, economically, just in aesthetically, just.
Session meeting tomorrow night with the Board of Public Affairs and Bryan City Council.
I move that we so proceed with that meeting, joint meeting.
I'll second.
John?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Lynn?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, now we will take a short recess and go into executive session to consider dismissal of a public employee or official. Thank you very much for coming.